Have you ever been so angry that you typed out like this massive paragraph and then just deleted everything because you knew that like your future you would regret it? Or like, I don't know, cried over something really tiny and then sat there wondering why your brain turned like a missing spoon or something or some other kind of cutlery into like this full emotional breakdown. Yeah.
Welcome to emotional regulation.
Today we are talking about the thing that nobody really like teaches us how to do, which is
Yeah, it's not like a
yeah,
full-on subject that you have at school.
yeah, it's not like ABC,
Yeah.
you know. It's how we're gonna teach you like how to handle emotions without exploding
Or
or like
shutting
yeah,
down.
or pretending we are quote unquote fine when we're actually like
One
one yeah
inconvenience away from becoming a villain origin story.
is because emotional regulation isn't just about like it's not about just never feeling angry or sad or anxious or embarrassed or jealous or overwhelmed, but it's about what happens
After the
after. Yeah.
emotions show up.
So
So
like,
yeah,
yeah, do we act like react immediately or do we just avoid it or do we just freaking spiral, you know
yeah.
or do we just or do we actually know how to sit with it without letting it control us?
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, most of us were never taught that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in this episode, we are going to unbox
Ooh.
why emotions usually feel so intense sometimes, or why some people seem calm under pressure while others are out there crashing out over one text message. And also about how emotional regulation quietly affects our relationships, decisions,
Yeah.
stress levels, and basically our entire day to day lives.
Yeah. And why are we here to talk about this?
Because we're the Unplanted Wallflower.
And what do we do?
We talk about psychology.
Let's go.
So, yeah, why does emotion regulation matter?
Because emotions affect like a multitude of things in our life, like different aspects, like relationships and friendships and family. And let's say you have to, make decisions, mental health, communications, reactions,
Oh,
etc.,
there's,
etc.
there's like a whole list of that.
Yeah.
So basically, emotions themselves are not the problem. It's
Hmm.
more like the way people respond to them that can be the problem,
Yeah.
right? Like it's completely normal to feel angry, but how you respond to that anger or how other people respond to that anger is what matters over here.
Yeah.
And if it was responded to in a very bad way,
Hmm.
that could be a problem.
Yeah. But we also do have to clarify because emotion regulation it doesn't mean like suppressing your emotions, right? It's not, pretending to be okay when everything is just in shambles. Okay. It's not bottling all of your emotions, right? And it's not or even acting emotionless, right? You
Yeah,
not
or
yeah,
becoming a robot.
yeah, because when you ignore these emotions it makes them louder later and
Yeah.
then it's not emotion regulation.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about that. We
It's
will talk about it in a later
yeah,
episode, but not now. Now we're going to talk about how you're going to regulate those emotions.
exact. So the first way is healthy emotion regulation, right? It's basically communicating your feelings calmly or taking breaks when you feel overwhelmed or when you self-soothe yourself. Like look, some people like to journal,
Mm-hmm.
some people like to crochet, some people like to make things out of clay,
Yeah, like
you
all those
know.
artsy craftsy things that people
Yeah.
like to do.
Yeah.
Like those are all coping mechanisms, which are totally fine.
Yeah. Thinking before you react and even recognizing emotions properly. Basically, being the most emotionally like stable person ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's like you're thinking to yourself, I'm upset right now. So I kind of need a moment before we continue this conversation.
Yeah, so that's very mature
Mm-hmm.
and that's very emotionally hydrated.
That's a very nice way to put it.
We should make that into a sticker.
Guys, we're gonna give you stickers.
Hmm?
Emotionally hydrated. But while there is, the healthy side to emotion regulation, I mean, of course, you have its counterpart, the unhealthy emotional regulation. Cue like thunder noises and crows cawing. Like, Like
Yeah, so
exploding emotionally. Wow. Like okay, it's like remember we mentioned it earlier, right? You're not supposed to like bottle up your feelings because it's just going to explode eventually,
exactly.
right? Or shutting down
Yeah.
completely. It's like your laptop
Yeah,
and you have no battery and you just shut down.
exactly. Or it's avoiding emotions, not just yours,
Mhm.
other people's too.
Yeah, and then you start lashing out at others, okay? Which is, oh my God, that's like so mean sometimes, but like at the same time, you can't be like, oh my God, why are you being so mean? Because there's something going on
Yeah.
because they decided to
Or you
suppress their
have
emotions.
impulsive reactions.
Yeah, because it's like saying, oh no, I'm fine, I'm
But then
fine.
you're visibly becoming the final boss of emotional instability.
Final boss.
So, yeah, why do some people struggle with emotion regulation?
Now, if you can answer that question,
Pizza,
I
pizza, pizza,
pizza,
pizza,
pizza.
pizza.
Oh yes, last episode she requested for pizza, so this episode I'm gonna offer pizza to whoever can answer it. And jokes on you, she's going to get the pizza because she's gonna answer the question.
So, yeah, possible reasons for this could
Mm-hmm.
be childhood environment,
Mm-hmm.
stress,
Oh,
trauma,
oh.
lack of emotional support, or, like I mentioned at the very beginning, never
Mm-hmm.
being taught healthy coping skills.
Yeah, but something that you need to keep in mind though is that some people actually grew up learning the like certain things like you shouldn't cry. Like it's a very common phrase that are taught to boys, like you're a
Boys
boy,
don't cry.
boys don't cry. Girl, please, have you met
Boys
the
can cry.
boys can cry? They cry even when they don't need. Jesus Christ.
No, so it's okay to
you,
cry.
you know
Don't be
it's okay.
ashamed.
Don't be ashamed. This
Like,
is an open
I
space.
yeah, I really don't expect people to have learned all of these things
Mm-hmm.
either. So I totally understand why people would not be able to regulate their emotions.
Yeah,
And
or
this is why we are here.
yeah. And another thing is like stop being dramatic. Look,
Yeah.
sometimes yes, it's valid, but most of the time it really isn't. They're probably just freaking out because it's an actually like horrible situation and they're legit freaking out, but they're like, oh, stop being so dramatic. Girl, no. Or ignore your feelings. Sometimes, look, your feelings are valid whether other people like it or not. Okay, you should never ever ever ignore your feelings because like we said earlier, if you bottle all of these emotions and you just ignore them, they're going to come out one way or another, right?
So
Yeah.
yeah, no one really has ever learned how to process emotions properly.
Mm-hmm.
But we've learned it here at Althea.
Yes, we have.
Oh, um, Then we have like common emotions that,
Mm-hmm.
people struggle with.
Yeah.
One of the main emotions is anger.
Surprise, surprise.
I know.
My good Lord.
I'm not really surprised.
Okay.
But yeah, anger itself is normal. Like I said, it is normal. But the
Mm-hmm.
problem is the harmful reactions that come with it.
Yeah.
So those reactions could be yelling, insulting people, breaking things, passive aggression.
Like, dude, what are you, Hulk?
I
Can you
know.
like calm down, please?
I know, right?
Please calm down,
But
Uncle.
yeah, a healthy way to regulate this is cooling down first. Okay. The moment you know, okay, I'm angry, calm down.
Please.
All right. And then communicate calmly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you identify what caused this anger.
Yeah, because again, not every minor inconvenience requires you transforming into like this villain monologue. You're
I know,
not.
like, in the Scream movies, when like they have
Yeah.
a monologue at the end of all the movies, I did this because of this and all of that.
It's like, Sydney, I did this because you like. Okay, you know what? I'm blanking out. But you get where I'm going.
Yeah, exactly. That was
That was. I hope that was a good impression.
that's a good impression.
And then there is our other best friend,
Anxiety.
Dochi's anxiety.
Oh my
And what
um,
can that look like?
like it could be overthinking, panicking,
Oh my God.
catastrophizing,
Oh my God.
and you could have
Physical
physical stress
stress symptoms.
symptoms.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like, breaking out and things like that. That
I
is
know.
something I'm going through. Stress is really making me look like a freaking beehive over here. Oh, good Lord. Thanks, Mahi. She's consoling me right now, guys.
So yeah, emotion regulation helps by grounding yourself,
Mm-hmm.
slowing your thoughts down. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, this just reminded me. So if you all have watched Inside Out 2, have you watched it?
I have not. Please don't judge me for it.
I'm judging you right now.
Oh my god.
So the second movie, right?
Mm.
Anxiety is one of the key emotions that were
The orange fellow.
exactly. So there was a scene where anxiety was like having racing thoughts and seeing that, like, like there was like this whole visual of, um, like you can't stop anxiety from anxieting.
Oh wow.
I know.
You stick a.
Like every time I see that, I cry.
Oh my god.
Like, I mean, Inside Out too, and like
Mm.
Inside Out itself, they're like very emotional movies.
I hated the films. I'm sorry. I just could not stand the film. I don't know why that entire film was just so annoying to me.
Okay, I get why you don't like Inside Out because of sadness, but I get that.
No, it's not sadness. It's just the entire vibe of the film is it does not sit with me, man. I'm sorry. I
We move on. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
no, our best friendship is still there, right? Oh my gosh, she's not answering. We are still best friends, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're still best friends, guys.
we
Don't
are
worry.
we are best friends.
It's like instead of saying everything is just ruined forever, you know, you can try. Okay, wait. Maybe my brain is panicking right now. It's like what I just experienced. I was like, oh my god, does Mahira hate me now? But then she was like, no, it's like, no, no, no. We're just kidding around. As I stare at her, I'm just like, she's kidding. And then
we have
sadness.
brain rot. Like, okay, sadness is not weakness.
It's not. I hope you all know that. Okay. Please don't like suppress your emotions entirely. Okay. Like sadness, it's a normal emotion. Anyone can feel sadness for the love of God.
I know.
Right? Or and you should not isolate yourself entirely because it's another very unhealthy response to
Exactly.
sadness.
And you can't just pretend that, nothing hurts. That's also unhealthy.
Yeah, there's that song, Everybody Hurts. It's like that. Okay, everybody hurts.
Yeah, so a healthy way to respond to sadness is acknowledging your feelings, talking to someone, and allowing yourself to process your emotions properly. So yes, you can cry. If you feel sad, just cry it out. Like when you let those emotions out, it it feels like you're finally free. It's like you've let that bird
I'm
from
like a bird, I wanna fly away. Oh my god, guys. I'm just getting songs left and right.
Oh, yeah.
But then there is now we discussed emotion regulation, but there's also this thing called emotional avoidance.
Where people avoid dealing with feelings altogether.
Always. This is like it's like, two opposite ends of the spectrum of emotion regulation.
I know.
Okay, so it's like
yeah, like examples are like distracting yourself constantly, joking through pain.
girl, this is something Mahi and I do. We always joke through our pain.
And avoiding serious conversations. I mean, which I understand, but let's not do that.
Yeah.
And then shutting down emotionally. So yeah,
Yeah.
like like people usually use humor so aggressively that nobody realizes that they are emotionally fighting demons.
Oh, poor thing.
No, I once saw this TikTok where these two men, like they're like jogging partners.
Yeah.
So there was this one nonchalant dude who was running with a very chalant dude.
Okay.
They kept, like asking each other how they were doing. And both of them replied that, they are doing great. But I assume that the nonchalant dude was not doing great. Okay. But guess who's not jogging anymore? The chalant dude. Like he was like, all cheery and stuff. But then the next day he's gone.
Oh my god.
I know, like it was so sad seeing that. Like I thought it was a nonchalant dude, but no, it's not. Like that's kind of like a stereotype, but it happens, right? Like people can be happy, 24/7, but you don't know what they're battling with inside.
Yeah. And they can battle like these kind of emotions like in various situations. Like
I know, like
for one, it's the one of the most common things is in relationships, right?
Yeah.
Any kind of relationship. It could be a friendship, it could be like your relationship with your family, right? Because poor emotion regulation, it causes like so many unnecessary fights.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you pick the tiniest thing and you just go on and on about it, right? Or all your impulsive reactions where you just, I don't know, punch a wall or storm out of the house or, I don't know, break a door.
Bang the door, slam the door.
Slam the door. Or, communication problems,
Or
right?
emotional distancing.
Yeah. And but obviously there is the other side to it where healthy emotion regulation helps with conflict resolution, right? Yeah.
Yeah, understanding others better,
Mm-hmm.
communicating
Yeah.
calmly,
And
and
emotional safety.
yeah.
Okay,
So
so jinx. Because like for example, instead of like trying to send 17 angry paragraphs at your partner at like 1 in the morning and like, oh my god, how did you do me?
I know, just take a moment to calm down.
Yeah, calm
No
down.
one's gonna read 17 angry paragraphs.
Please, uncle, calm down. Okay. And
And then in
then,
terms of social media,
oh my god.
so yeah, social media can make emotions more intense. Social
By
media is there to piss people off.
like
Yeah, like
comparisons, overstimulation, all these constant opinions from all the comment sections you see on TikTok. Like,
yeah,
please,
line arguments.
validation
I
seeking.
know.
Yeah.
So, like for example, someone like you could probably be getting emotionally destroyed because someone used a slightly different tone in a comment section.
Like, have you seen, like, it could be the smallest thing, and then, like, all the comments under it could just be these huge paragraphs of just arguments and arguments, all because of, like, one sentence, and you didn't even read it right. Anyways, I think I need to calm myself down there a little bit. Oh, good lord. So now we've covered like a few aspects of this topic, right? Of emotion regulation. But now I think we're gonna go into something that I feel is a bit more common, like in terms of like common knowledge among people, which is emotional validation, right? It basically means acknowledging other people's emotions without completely dismissing them.
Yeah, like for example, instead of saying, "Oh, you're overreacting," you can just say, "I understand why you feel that way," and call it a day.
Yeah, because I think this is very prevalent among like a lot of relationships. I feel like,
Yeah,
where maybe one of the two in this couple would need a bit more emotion, like validation, right, from your
exactly.
partner. But then the partner's like, "Girl, you're just being so dramatic. Like, calm down."
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
no.
validation is not always agreeing,
Yeah.
right? It's about recognizing each other's emotions as real.
Mm-hmm. But then also come with it, with all of these things, come a few common misconceptions,
Yeah,
right?
like we address the crying means weakness thing.
It's not. It's
Not. It's a
normal.
normal emotional response.
Mm-hmm.
And some people might think that calm people never struggle emotionally. No.
Also wrong.
A lot of people do regulate emotions differently.
Yeah. And that being emotional is bad.
No,
It's not
it's
bad.
not.
It's a normal human experience. And
Exactly.
anyone who says otherwise is a horrible person. I'm sorry. But don't ever say things like that.
So yes, can emotion regulation improve? Yes, it can.
Yes.
Because it is a skill and skills can be learned, right?
Mhm.
You can learn it through therapy, self-awareness,
Mhm.
practice,
Yeah.
coping mechanisms,
And
healthy ones, and supportive environments.
yeah, because nobody is just it's they're not born automatically knowing how to manage emotions perfectly, right?
Exactly.
They learn.
So now we have a guest. Let's bring him up. Hello, Pawan.
Hello.
Oh my God. How are you, Pawan?
Hi, Mahira. I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome.
Hi, Shamini.
Hi, Pawan. All right.
Doing
Yeah, Maki, would you like to introduce who we have today? Like, we don't know anything about him.
What if I don't want to?
Oh, no. Well,
I'm just kidding. So we have Pawan, a dear friend of ours, and also an undergraduate from the Faculty of Computing of SLIIT.
Yay!
Yay,
Uh,
it's great to be here, guys.
It doesn't sound like you wanted
yeah,
to
it
be
doesn't
here.
sound like you want to
Yay, it's great to be here, guys.
Okay, we're gonna kick off this interview now, and I'm gonna ask you the first question that we have for you. Is avoiding a difficult emotion always unhealthy? If you think yes, why do you think that? And if not, why not?
Is avoiding a difficult emotion always unhealthy? Well, not really. I mean, I'm gonna draw some examples from the SLIT Capital Club, where we do speeches, right? And speaking from personal experience, every time we go ahead and do a speech, every time I go ahead and do a speech, I feel very anxious. I feel like I want to drop dead. Regardless, I go and do my speech. So basically, I am feeling very anxious and I'm feeling very afraid. But I sort of tend to ignore that emotion just so I can get through with my speech and go ahead with it, right? Uh, so in that case, that sort of avoidance of that emotion can help, but it can be a problem if it's like an emotion that is constantly there. It's like a chronic emotion, so to speak, and you're always avoiding it. And in that case, then yes, you need to address it and ask yourself, why am I feeling this all the time? But if it's a situational thing, like when you're giving a speech, then yeah, avoiding it can be helpful, but not if it's constantly, if you have to constantly avoid it, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay, though I kind of feel the same, except when I give a speech, my tears sort of like, you know, pool up in my eyes. I don't think anyone can see that,
You
but if you all
can't.
do, please leave for that.
We don't see it, don't worry.
I'm surprised you are capable of feeling emotions.
Oh my. Oh my
But
God.
um,
I'm joking.
I feel offended. Just kidding. Anyways, so yeah, I guess we're all from the Gavel Club.
Yes.
Can we promote the Gavel Club? I'm just kidding. No. Anyways, let's move on to the next question. So, come on, my dear friend. Why do you think people insist they're calm when they're actually upset?
For the lack of a better word, I would say aura farming. But if I'm being very real about it, it's you don't wanna be vulnerable in front of people because due to social norms, being vulnerable is seen as weak, and you shouldn't be vulnerable at all. You should not be upset. You should be doing fine. You want people to know that you're holding it all together and like you're not tired or upset or anything like that. And it's sort of this how you project yourself, right? I think that's mainly what it is. And then for me, I also have this thing where I struggle to identify certain emotions of both others and myself. Sometimes I would just feel uneasy and I don't know why I'm feeling that way. It is due to a certain emotion or something that I'm feeling, but I can't really pinpoint as to why I'm feeling that thing. So it's a lot easier to just say, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good. I think I'm curious, do y'all feel that way as well? Like struggling to identify those emotions when you're feeling uneasy?
Not me necessarily.
Hmm. Sometimes. Sometimes. Very like context dependent, I feel. I think, at least.
I should probably go get that checked out in that case.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do you think I'm normal?
Or well, thank you for that answer. I think it's a very it helps all of us, I think, feel much more connected in that sense, because I know every person's experiences are very individual, but when you say things like this, it really helps people feel more understood. Thank you for that.
Are you are you going on record saying that you feel more connected to me now?
No comment. My dignity, no comment. I'm just joking. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a little game like thing. So we're just gonna give you a few scenarios and you need to figure out what emotion is actually happening here. Are you down to do that?
Absolutely. I am down for anything you ask of me.
Good.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
We like that energy.
Okay,
I'm
Ma,
scared.
don't be scared. Ma, you wanna kick us off with the first scenario?
Sure. So imagine a person snaps at their friend after receiving criticism. What emotion might be underneath the anger?
Ooh, see, it's difficult for me to imagine that because to imagine that you need to have actual friends. So listen, I think oh Mahir, you want to say something?
I hope you get friends in the future.
Oh, that's a tough
I know I
choice then.
literally called you my dear friend at the very beginning of our phone call, but I guess that did not go through
Oh
your
no.
ears.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You want me to leave? I can leave. Anyways, okay, to answer your question. Uh I think yeah, I think anger is the, the surface level emotion I would say. But then when if you're truly friends and someone criticizes you, I think you can sort of because they're coming from a place of love and like understanding, right? But if you do get mad or if you like lose your cool, I think the anger is the surface of an emotion, but then underneath that could be something else, like maybe you don't think highly of that person, and then you're like, who is he or who is she to judge me and criticize me, right? So it could be something related to pride, or maybe they feel insecure about themselves. So when someone points it out, they're like, they don't want to feel, exposed, right? And they feel like they've done something wrong. So I think to sort of protect against that, they just immediately point fingers and like react with anger, I would say, in that scenario.
Thank you for that answer. It's very nice. Mahi, what would you do? What no, not what would you do? What would you say is the emotion here? My bad.
I feel like the person is not able to admit the fact that when
Mm-hmm.
they're given criticism, it's more like an insecurity or something to do with their ego, and they don't want to
Oh,
admit that or something.
yeah, that tracks. I was thinking more embarrassment, but good answer, Pavan. I like
I
Mahi's
mean,
answer better.
the embarrassment could also add up to the ego, like when
Yeah,
you get embarrassed, you just don't want to admit it.
yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
give.
think anyone can criticize me because I think everyone's below me.
Oh,
So
Okay, that's great for you.
oh,
I snap at everyone.
oh my!
Awesome. Says a
We
lot
have
about you.
we have such nice friends. Okay, the second scenario. Are you ready, Pavan? No.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so someone keeps joking during a serious conversation. What emotion might they be avoiding?
Oof. I I can't think of any situation where this could be the case. But yeah, I'm joking. I think every time we try to make our conversation serious, I think it devolves into some useless convo with, well, I would say humor, yeah. But I think that speaks to the fact that we are very, very broken people underneath. I think the only thing we have is humor to sort of mask the fact that we are broken people and we are avoiding a lot of stuff that's happening inside. And sometimes you just don't know how to deal with it, right? And the humor just that goes both ways as well. If you're dealing with something, internally and you don't want to talk about it or something like that, you don't want to deal with it directly, so you use jokes and humor to deflect. At the same time, let's say someone's sort of trauma dumping on me and telling their side of the story, and when appropriate, it could be serious, but like you would try to make that person laugh or like try to ease the flow of the conversation, uh, to make them feel better. It's not necessarily deflection. It's more like you don't really know what to do. Sometimes you feel helpless, so you just default to humor, and that's the way of dealing with it. And I saw this one little snippet. I'm a fan of Conan O'Brien, and on his podcast, he mentioned how his father died, his father passed away, and then like mere days later, his mother passed away as well. And the entire podcast, he was that section of that podcast, he was talking about his parents and how he was just joking around about their deaths with his friends. It was a really funny, like it's depressing and dark, but at the same time, it's actually funny because it's so interesting to see how he used humor and just joking around with his friends and like surrounding himself with friends to deal with such a traumatic event. And him being a comedian, using that humor to sort of help deal with that. I thought it was really cool. So yeah,
That was a nice answer
Yeah.
because I think you sort of described me halfway until you got to the part where death was brought up. I would never be able to make jokes during death related conversations.
yeah, yeah. I know, but at the same time, I'm thinking like I don't know how I would react in that situation, regardless.
Yeah,
Like
no,
if my
it's
parents
actually
passed
a
away.
coping mechanism. It that I mean, I'm not shading the person for joking about death. I mean, he did have to experience it, so it kind of makes sense for the person to joke about it as a coping mechanism.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that because even I had a a personal family member of mine pass away, I think a few months ago. And even then, I didn't know how to cope up with it. So I know it was a very insensitive thing of me to do at the time, I feel, but then that's how I knew how to cope up with it just by making a few jokes here and there. And I mean, it worked, not just for myself, but even for um, my other family members as well. But yeah, I relate to that. Yeah. Um,
definitely a touchy subject. Also, can I point out how every time I give an answer, both of you are like, "Wow, that was a good answer." I'm
Because
so
it's
shocked.
good.
very good
No,
answer.
you sound shocked every time. You're like,
No.
you're capable of thinking.
Um, okay, for the record, Pawan, we are very good at hospitality. Okay, we treat our guests with kindness and politeness.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
if you don't get that, I'm cutting this call.
Don't cut
Oh,
the call. Don't worry, we're not cutting the
I'm
call.
just
don't do that. I'll be alone on the bus.
I mean,
Oh,
either way, that was the end of our questions. So, Pawan, I hope you had a nice time being here.
mhm.
I
I
Hope
felt
you
very
cricket.
seen.
you felt freeing.
Seen, somebody.
Oh, see,
No, you did not clean me.
clean. I didn't say
Oh,
clean. I said freeing.
okay. All right. Bye, Pawan.
Bye,
It's nice having
Bye,
you here. Thank you so much for your insight. Hope you
yes.
have a safe ride home in the bus.
bye, Mahira. Bye, Samani. It was an honor to
Mhm.
experience this very just very emotional ride here. Um, making my bus ride emotional as well. So thank you
Oh,
so much. Thank you for this experience. Thank you for this opportunity. And
Uh-huh.
you two have been very nice hosts. I think this is the first time you've ever been nice to me. And yeah, I
oh my
see
God.
you
Okay,
guys
okay, okay.
around.
Oh my God. I think this is where we just end the line.
But
Cut the
again,
line, please.
we are cutting the line. Thank you, Pavan.
All good, Savini, Mahira. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that was Pawan Kumarage. It was pretty messy over there. But hey, at least we could get a little relatable over there. I found it relatable. I hope you all did too. but it's okay if you don't relate to it. Not everyone has to. Anyways, so just to, sum it all up, emotion regulation is about managing emotions. It's not about eliminating them. Okay. Like when you get angry, you don't just be like, oh, okay, I can just get rid of this anger and I'm good to go. No, 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 no. You have to manage your anger. You can't just cut it out. All right. That's what emotion regulation is. It's emotion regulation or emotion elimination. It's not a game you can play. Anyways, oh my god, I think I said anyways a little too much. Yeah, oh my god. So, feeling emotions is pretty normal. And the whole skill, the real skill, is learning how to handle them, is what I have to say. So, I'm not going to, talk or elaborate more on that because I think we've covered a lot. And I think you all have understood enough about this as well. So I hope you got something out of this. You know, you're not weak for feeling emotions. The real strength is learning how to handle them without hurting yourself or others. And that brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening and